Attention! The podcast you are about to hear is a candid discussion of current events in comic books and the comic book industry in general. It may contain any or all of the following: spoilers, inappropriate language and or inappropriate discussion, opinions you do not agree with, fact mixed with opinion, and or incorrect information. If at any point you feel offended or outraged, please try to remain calm. Thank you.
Hey everybody, this is Brian Beecroft, and on behalf of my co-host Harold Walker and myself, I'd like to welcome you to the 27th episode of the Full Grown Fanboys podcast. This week begins our series of discussions with some of the artists that we met at VA Comic-Con. VA Comic-Con, for those of you who don't know, is a small convention that's kind of becoming an institution here in Richmond. It attracts a lot of local artists who have either had some success in the field of creating comics or are kind of looking to break into that industry. So the two guys that we're talking with this week, Bert and Lee Lacy, definitely fall into that former category, although their level of their work and their ambitions for their careers go well beyond that of comics. They are personal friends of both Harold and myself and are just starting to get involved in the convention circuit. We could not think of two better people to kick off this whole month of interviews. They are super funny, earnest, just plain nice guys. We had a blast recording this, and I hope that they will come back very, very soon and do this with us again. I want to mention two quick things before we start the podcast. One, we completely lost track of time while we were recording this. We were having just such a great time. We wound up recording 3.5 hours of audio. But before you turn this off, we did not include the whole 3 hours. This is not a whole 3-hour podcast, but obviously I had to cut a lot out. So there may be a few spots where the conversation seems to jump abruptly from topic to topic. This was basically unavoidable. Given the amount of audio I had to condense, I did the absolute best that I could to make it seamless. It's not perfect, and I just want to acknowledge that now. And secondly, this is the first time that we've used the setup that we have with as many mics as we did, and the volume was a little tricky, so it kind of fluctuates a little bit in a few places. It gets kind of loud. The good news is that you won't miss anything we said, but the bad news is it can be a little startling. So it's only in a very few places, but forewarned is forearmed. So you have been forewarned. With all that said, please enjoy our talk with our very, very good friends, Bert and Lee Lacy. Sockamagee! I love me some Blade Runner. It's like in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely one of the best movies, I think, ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Let's find a movie that every single person here loves.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sci-fi? Like, I think we can all agree.
I think we can all go with sci-fi.
We all probably
all
all
go with sci-fi? Oh, Harold's like,
I gotta think. Sci-fi. What was good sci-fi?
Oh my God. Harold's scratching his nose.
Oh no, my nose is actually itching.
There's only one movie right off the bat that can come straight up when you say sci-fi.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can all get behind Star Wars.
Oh yes.
But that's the obvious answer. I want
I'm
to
saying
go
that's,
something like a
deep.
little deeper
Go
cut
deep,
than,
go
little
deep,
deeper
go
cut
deep.
than that. That we all like. Wow. Like
I want to say.
I don't know. Just throw it out there. And
wow, I'm trying to think of a bunch of movies like ones that really like. You know, have you guys ever seen Life Force? I know that's not probably a really common one.
no, it sounds familiar though.
Yeah.
It's like about vampires, like space vampires, and they land in London. It was an 80s movie.
No.
No, okay,
No.
all right. That was on TV the other
Doesn't
day.
mean
too. Kind of rang,
Oh, it was on
kind of
TV?
rang a bell for me. Like I saw it and I was like, "Oh my God, Life Force!" Like
We could talk about one of the worst sci-fi like kind of films ever on TV. They had the core on TV.
I
the
think
other
that's
day.
that's a much easier list. Is the bad ones, because like the first one that came to mind was like when we were talking the ones we liked, and I thought Judge Dredd, and I was like, no.
No, I like those.
Do you?
Yeah,
See,
I know it's comical.
I think that there
Wait. Which one are we talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
Sylvester. I am the law.
He's like, you can't put us in law. I am the law.
I am the law.
I love that. But it's the same thing. The quotes and this like that goofiness to it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I like about it. It's not you can't take it serious.
Yeah,
you can't take any of it serious.
Yeah, that's true.
I just like that. Just random stupid stuff that happens in there. Where now you can joke on it. At that time, you probably was trying to take it serious.
Yeah.
But now you can look at it like, yeah, man, I can make a T-shirt out of that.
Yeah. You're right. It's not a terrible movie. There are parts of it that are good. One thing I always liked about that movie was the ABC robot.
Yes.
How good is that fucking thing?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
How come they haven't made that?
Yeah, right?
Oh, snap.
Hell yeah.
They need that.
Yeah, we do.
Well, the thing is, it's a lot like Terminator.
Yeah.
Just a like jacked up version of a Terminator.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But man, just the way they animated it, just the puppet work on that is just so good.
Oh yeah.
You know? And it's such a good job. Who's the villain in that? Who plays the villain in that?
That's See, you're giving me names. I can do faces, but
Yeah,
names.
fair enough. Yeah, that dude is awful.
Yeah, like
He's what killed the movie, really. I mean, let's face it. Stallone wasn't great. You know, I'm the law. Like, okay, but
when he was like, war.
Yeah.
yeah, it was really the villain in that one that kind of killed it.
I got confused at the end. Like, I know that's stupid to say. Like, I knew, like, somehow you're his brother if you can, like, carry his gun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. The genetic lock on the gun.
That was because of Clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was he he was the first one, right? And then,
Well, no, I guess they were at the same time, but it was kind of like the twins scenario, like where one got all the bad genes, one got all the good genes.
yeah.
So that was the deal. So they're basically the same, except one is evil and one is good.
He was like, we don't need you, Rico.
So
Rico.
Yes,
Oh,
Rico.
dude, there you go. Rico.
Oh, that's the name you were looking for?
I was looking
no,
for the
actor.
actor, but
Yeah.
I'm good with it. Yeah, I couldn't even remember the character's name.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
That's Rico.
Okay, Rico.
But I mean, that's one of the good names. Rico's a good name to be used. I mean, Starship Troopers use Rico big time.
Rico.
Johnny Rico.
Yeah. What's it? Oh shit! In the new Transformers movie, what the hell is what's his face's name?
Marky Mark.
Yeah, Cade something. Oh shit!
Really?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's the worst name ever, and it's not coming to me right now. Oh my god!
All right, yeah, okay. You want to
If
talk
my
about?
son, yeah.
I was gonna say, you want to talk about Transformers and get opinions there?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll
me
go
and Lee
down
were
the
just-
Transformers hole. I'm good with that.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the Transformers, man.
So when are we going to see a transforming dildo?
Wow.
We're going
Okay.
back to dildos.
All right. Okay. I'm going to stop you right there. What's it transform into?
Oh.
What's the dildo?
Yeah. Okay. All right. But yeah. Okay. So we get the dildo in. But what's the other form?
It's got to be a female.
What does it? Wow.
Yeah, no, because it'd be
You mean
it'd be good.
it's like a cyber vagina that transforms into
no,
a penis?
No, it's a penis that transforms into a female transformer.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like an RC,
Oh. Okay.
but oh wow.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You got a mix
got
of
it.
two worlds there, man.
Got it.
So you can
Like it.
So, not
it.
to go over anybody's head. That means for guys who collect collectibles, you're gonna have a dildo RC. But
Yeah.
well, how are you gonna explain that if somebody's like just miraculously pushes this button, it's like, hey, what did this do? And it's like, like, what the fuck is this going on? How did this toy just turn into this?
That was hilarious.
That noise is not what I thought the transforming noise was,
Oh, I don't know.
and I was like, "Damn."
Oh, you want to make the real noise? It's like
No.
like you push the button. It's like
Okay, there you go. That's better. That's better. Yeah, because that noise you made, it did not sound like transforming.
oh
No.
the after effect.
It sounded like after you transformed it. Yeah,
like, yeah.
that's what I'm
It's like,
saying.
I'm like,
Holy shit! I like it.
I don't know.
I like it.
It might work.
You could have a whole line of them.
Yep.
Like a combiner. Like, oh shit!
Oh, dang! There you
Devastator.
That's
That's the name
That is
right
the
there.
name of it.
Yeah.
Devastator. 5 smaller sex toys that combined into a giant, massive 14-inch dildo.
That would actually sell the most right
It
now.
probably would. It probably would.
That
You'd have to buy the whole set.
So what
So-
would be Unicron?
Oh wow! Holy shit! I don't even know.
Galvatron. How about that?
Wow.
I guess it would be like the double. Call it Shocker.
What?
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That is great.
Man,
That's exactly
do
what
you-
you call it.
Like, listen to this.
Shocker.
Consumer America. Listen to all these ideas.
Oh my God, Jackrabbit.
So what happened when we walked in here? We decided we were going to talk about comics and pop
porn.
culture, but we got to porn real fast.
And,
yeah. Man, you know what? Let's just put a bookmark on this porn real quick.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, because I know everybody's like, no, this isn't comic books.
Well, it may or may not make the podcast, but that's okay. You know,
Everybody-
we're just gonna talk for a while. It's you know, whatever happens.
Yeah.
Everybody
if I-
likes porn.
Oh, that's why we have the disclaimer on the front end of the podcast.
Yes,
that's
we
it.
do.
That's it right there. Because one day Harold and I got into a discussion about where Cheetah's vagina was, and we couldn't decide. Cheetah doesn't wear any clothes. The new version of Cheetah is basically a woman. She's like like the things from Avatar. She's like a cat person.
Oh.
And so my whole thing was she runs around the whole comic, no pants. So how's that work? Yeah, it's a stumper.
Eraser.
Holy shit!
Oh man.
But so we got into that one day.
And half of the stuff I'll be saying should be like its own dictionary. I don't know. No, not a dictionary. Just like little phrase book.
Harold's Abridged Dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you fanoodling?
Fanoodling?
I said that to a girl last night. She was like, I don't think I would fanoodle myself on camera. I was like, do you even know what I'm talking about?
Fanoodling?
And she was like, no, but it just sounds so real.
It sounds real.
Yeah.
It does. You got a couple things. Like one of my favorites, Skipowitz. I love Skipowitz. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, I skippity wits.
He's skipping a wits through things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I love that one. We also have the variation on that, Skimowitz, which I fucking love very much. I actually say that in my own personal conversation.
Oh, yeah. I had to steal interwebs from Pops. He was like,
interwebs. Yeah. That's kind of a thing. That's kind of a thing.
oh man.
But yeah. And Shiznittlebams, that's another one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I say that shit.
That's
a
all
lot.
you. I know. It was
A
good.
lot.
I like it.
Fucking what else?
Bert and Lee are like, I don't even know what you're saying. Is that English? I don't even know what that is.
No.
Oh, no. I mean, we make up words all the time, so I'm right there with you.
Hey man, we should.
You know? It's a crazy segue, but I have a really strange question about because you guys are twins. For anybody who doesn't know you guys, you're twins. When you were growing up, some twins like develop a language. Mm-hmm. Did you guys ever do that? Mm-hmm. Is that like a thing?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, that's cool. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Did it in any way did you guys prefer that to like learning sort of English? Was it easier?
It when it comes to the twin language.
Yeah.
When we were growing up in the 80s, twin language was trying to be documented.
Yeah.
And Bert and I were both. He was able to pick up English where I wouldn't.
Okay.
And he had to interpret for our teachers so they knew what I was saying because I would just talk through twin language.
Wow.
And what it came down to is they forced me to stop talking the language because it was causing me where I would not learn English or be able to be pushed forward in school.
Wow.
So the documentation for us had to stop because they wanted me to learn. They wanted me to change, and we couldn't retain it afterwards. So it kind of got lost with us. We don't know.
Okay.
It's kind of gibberish.
Yeah, I was going to say, but that is the case, as I understand it, with a lot of twins who have that relationship, is that it kind of falls away. And it is.
It does.
Yeah.
I would definitely suggest if anybody is a twin now or has twins that are really young that do have twin language, record it.
Really?
It. Yeah, because we didn't record it because at that time we weren't even thinking about it. But now it's very known. So they ought to record it because they might be able to figure out what they might be saying for what kind of words.
Hell yeah.
And it would be a perfect thing to know of. I mean, it's really like your own little code to know what the other person's saying without the other ones. I mean, I wish we still knew it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
To be able to kind of communicate on like nobody else in the whole world except you two. That would be pretty
definitely.
cool, actually.
You know what? My little cousins are twins. I'm going to record every
Yeah.
waking moment of that now.
Oh, wow, okay. And they're identical twins?
No, like one's a girl, one's a boy.
Okay.
Do they talk in a twin language, though? Do you hear them talking kind of to each other in some weird...
They don't... I don't know. Like, kids today are funny. Like... like now they gotta grew up around females, so they everything they do and say it's true. So they came up with this ingenious idea of, since one fights over one toy, why not get them both but two different toys? And that still doesn't work because they fight over the same thing.
Sure.
But when they start, they don't talk to each other. Like the only time they talk to each other is like when they going for those toys and it's kind of like they whisper it to each other. And I'm like, hey, what y'all just say? They were like,
Oh, wow.
and run off. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell just happened?
Oh, okay.
You know, but
So they probably do. And you probably ought to record it.
yeah, I think they're like literally assassins.
some sort of thieves' cant that they...
Yeah, like they doing all the hoo ha 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 ha's in front of them, and then once they get that moment when they together, they're like, all right, we go fuck this shit up, and then split. That's what I be thinking, because I be saying like, what y'all go get? I'm like, what y'all two go get into now? Like the little girl will roll over and start laughing, but the little brother's like behind me, jumping and tearing shit off the wall. And like, did y'all orchestrate this here?
Yeah,
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you do.
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you do.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say even with non-twin siblings, it's absolutely. You just feed off each other. Hell's yeah.
Oh yeah, you have I think it's more when you're younger. You have a strong connection.
Yeah.
That you just relate to your whole. I mean, any brothers or sisters, you have a connection. And yeah, I think you can create a lot of stuff in your head between the two of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That nobody else will know, and you're like, yeah, you ready? Yeah, okay, let's go do it.
I used to babysit for a pair of brothers who were close in age, not like a couple years, and they were absolutely in collusion all the time to fuck me over, like all the time to try to get me in trouble and make me look like an idiot. And yeah.
One thing that we can relate with twins, because we knew a handful of twins growing up.
Yeah.
And you either liked each other or you hated each other.
Is that true?
Oh yeah. We knew two twins that literally would beat the shit out of each other.
Wow.
And I don't know. I mean, anytime they came in contact, we were like, "Dang, dude, why'd you do that to your brother?" Because I hate him. Why? Because he'd like me. I don't want to be like me. I want to be different.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you'll have. That's why you'll see a lot of twins who look totally different, even though they're identical twins.
Yeah.
They do things to make themselves different because they hate it that they have somebody that looks just like them.
Wow. I mean, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. But I'd never even thought of it.
Well, luckily we're not like that.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The only time that we actually ever physically, I think, harmed one another was I remember one time I was playing around and I threw a swing kick and I caught Bert right in the mouth.
Oh hell's yeah.
And,
Well, you're not roughhousing unless somebody gets
some
hurt.
blood. You gotta
Somebody
have
has to leave crying, or it's not. Yeah, absolutely.
True.
It's different because we would feel bad for one another, but if we ever with our friends and we hit them, it's like,
Oh wow.
hey, we'll be like, hey, you think they're okay? Yeah. And we'll be over there laughing. They're like, they're all crying. We're like, I'm sorry. And we're over there really actually happy. And
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks for them. Yeah. That's hysterical.
Man.
That's hysterical. Wow.
doesn't mean that we wouldn't feel bad if we hit you.
What?
I don't know. That's what it sounds like. No, I'm just kidding.
I think they will intentionally do this. And you should fear for your life right about now.
Yeah, man, we're tag team champions.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, they walked into this podcast, and I swear for Jesus, man, one said hi and one punched me in the jaw. And I was just dizzy, and I was like, man, I'm not even seeing double.
we literally had Judge Dredd going on right in my house.
He was like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, they're cannibals.
Okay, Paul. Yeah, you just turn up the knob a little bit. No, I did like that part in Dread, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I did like that where it was, he had his 3 sons, except for one that he was half robot, and you could have a dial switch, like.
Oh yeah.
So he was like, oh, let's turn him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Insane. Let's go a little bit higher now.
Yeah, that was great in the comic. That was one of those things that carried over from the comic that worked really, really well. The worst part about that movie, I think, Rob Schneider.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah. Besides the villain, I guess. Because I already slagged the villain, but yeah, Rob Schneider.
But
what was the point of that? What was the point of that? Why not just make a good action movie? Why has it got to have the comedic sidekick? This is what I'm saying.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
I guess, but it would have made such a great straight up action flick.
I know.
Yeah.
It would have been great.
And this is why they made Dread 3D.
I did not see that.
Oh, my Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't see the new one.
Like, this Judge Dredd just went fucking nuts.
All right, now is it true that he never took his helmet off?
No, he never did.
Oh, that's good.
Never,
Oh, wow. Who
Never.
was the star of that? Was that Sam Worthington?
No.
No.
let's see, what's his name?
Carl Urban?
I think that's it.
Carl Urban. The guy from Riddick.
Yep.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. And they never took his helmet off.
Never.
Wow.
So you could keep to the character of the comic more so.
Oh, wow.
That's why I was wondering if it was true or not.
You know, to get a big name star like that, to keep their mask on the whole time, that's kind of a big deal. They must have like paid him extra or something for that. Like seriously, seriously, because they get bent out of shape about that kind of, and rightly so. You know, you're not seeing your face. No, I didn't get to see that one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I've caught a little bit of, speaking of remakes, I've caught a little bit of Total Recall, the new one.
Oh, for real?
Not really behind that movie.
It's not like the first one.
It's not.
It's totally different theme. But I don't think we never ever got to fully agree on a sci-fi film that we could all agree on. That we're like, oh,
true.
yeah. Other than Star Wars.
Other than Star Wars.
We haven't really gone
You
through.
guys Star Trek fans?
Here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up around Star Trek.
Sure.
All our uncles and our dad are huge Star Trek fans. So I was always... But growing up, Star Wars was just...
Yeah, right?
my
No,
thing.
absolutely.
It was
Absolutely.
something that was more... I think when you're younger, you have to really find a certain interest into Star Trek because it's very technical.
That's true. That is true. I agree.
To be honest, it got a little boring in certain parts.
Oh,
Because
wow,
if you
okay.
don't really know what's going on,
Yeah, okay.
you're kind of like, oh, okay, wow, yeah, I'm gonna watch something over here where something's shooting somebody.
Yeah.
That's just what it was. It was not anything bad by it.
No, fair enough.
But as you grow older, you go, oh, okay. Now you start to understand everything that's going on.
Yeah,
Like, oh, this
absolutely.
is not too bad. This
absolutely.
is pretty cool.
And the first motion picture was slow as shit. I
Yeah.
mean, let's face it, it's a good movie. But yeah, for an older crowd, definitely.
I mean, back in the day, oh man, we have the story back when we used to go to Nag's Head, and we would go as a whole family, and we'd have other family there and everything. In the mornings, you'd have some of the old black and white films being played.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
they would have Star Trek, the original Star Trek playing, and they would have Lost in Space, the original.
Oh, man.
Yes.
What a great show.
And so you would wake up, and that's what I remember watching. And we'd be sitting down there eating donuts, watching classics.
I have up on the shelf here. I have the robot. Yes. I have the Jupiter 2. I have the little buggy and the little escape pod thing.
Danger, Will Robertson. Danger.
Hell yeah. Hells yeah.
Yeah, man. Who doesn't remember that phrase?
Yeah.
And they tried to remake it, which I'm mad at that.
You know,
You talk about the movie?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
It was okay. I can't hate it. Like, as much as I wasn't behind it, and I disagree with a lot of parts of it, I can't seem to bring myself to be like, no, it sucks. It's a pretty good movie.
I was still entertained by it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say of course, it's not the original, but it.
The biggest misstep I felt like in that movie was that they, with the robot not being completely autonomous, where it was like, it was being remote controlled by Will the whole time. No.
I think it was a ploy for toys so that way they could sell.
Yeah, I agreed. And it was a real missed opportunity because that robot was such a character on the show, and it's just, but Gary Oldman as Dr. Smith, what are you kidding me? That guy was great. It was a great
They did good
casting
on that
choice. Yeah. Matt LeBlanc, maybe not so much, but he was hot at the time.
That's why.
So, I mean, you
Yeah. That's
Fifth Element. Everybody watch Fifth Element?
Oh my
Everybody
god,
knows
the most underrated sci-fi movie.
There
out.
you go. Boom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Fifth Element's fucking great.
I mean, how else you can get a guy that's really skinny that sings good but kind of talks like a female and he gets all the ladies?
Oh my god.
Wears skin
Chris
tight.
Tucker?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the blue lady. I was like, that's a dude?
No, she was like a supermodel. She was like a legit supermodel.
Yeah,
that
but
they dressed up in an outfit.
Fucking
She
Chris
can't sing at
Tucker.
all, I don't believe.
It could have been a dude in the blue outfits.
Yeah, I'm like 98% sure she's like a name. She's like some, because like that was the thing. Like the person who did the design, the sort of overall visual design of that movie, was like a fashion designer.
Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, he was. So there's a lot of supermodels, like the girl who's taking the tickets when they're trying to get on.
Yep.
She was a supermodel.
Yep.
Yeah, and on and on and on. Yep.
Oh, I think I need to rewatch Fifth Element.
Yeah.
So the chick, remember when they were going through the cathedral hall, and he was talking about this one chick with the red hair?
Okay.
If you can remember.
I've seen that movie a lot. I don't know exactly what you're saying.
She was like a princess. It was after the guy. He said something about this guy who was good at laser ball, and Ruby Rod yelled at him, and he was like, "To who?" It was kind of. I think it was after that guy.
Okay. No, see, I'm not,
Now I have to watch that.
Yeah.
To know which.
Was it in reference to
I
somebody?
mean, like I've seen that movie like easily 50 times. I'm not even sure what.
No, it was like when he he was going through the cathedral. He was talking about her, and then he looked at Corbin Dallas, and he was like, "I love the way." She's like, "I love the way she sings." She does something to me, like especially when we're intimate or whatever. And he's like,
Oh yeah. Okay,
that girl.
Yes, I do know. Okay, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it's coming together.
So what about her?
Like, is she a model too?
Probably.
Yeah.
If not, then she is now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember her face exactly, but I do know who you're talking. I do remember the scene.
I can go with that. If she's not if she wasn't a model then,
Yeah,
I just made her a fucking model.
like
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like even Mila Jovovich.
And that was her first.
Yeah, it was a model.
Yeah, that was her first movie.
Her very first one. I don't believe that that's true.
I don't think it was her very first one.
Yeah.
But it was like when she started to get big.
That's
I think what made her big.
It's one of the things that brought her to attention. Yeah.
No, that was one of the bigger ones for her.
I think that's true. Yeah. But I don't think it was her absolute first movie.
Because I was looking at
Because
her.
I think it was I think it was in a couple like independent sort of like under, maybe not independent, but definitely not well recognized movies before that.
Like you will see her earlier works in Sundance films and stuff.
Like that kind of thing. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, exactly so.
Gotcha.
See, so there you go. There's another one.
That's 2 down. We need 3 more.
Do we? I didn't.
I don't know.
Do we have a target? Do we have a target number?
I don't know.
I didn't know we had a target to get to.
I don't know.
I was just looking for anything we could all agree on.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
This is a little different.
All right.
I'll throw this at you.
Okay.
Since Harold is wearing a particular T-shirt over there.
Yes, indeed.
And they're trying to do a remake of Ninja Turtles that was said. I think they've changed it now, but it's going to be sci-fi related, saying they're aliens.
Yeah.
Which I think everybody says that sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But how did everybody like the original? I know it's not sci-fi. Well, I guess it is sci-fi.
I think it qualifies as sci-fi.
Who likes pizza-eating turtles?
Who doesn't like the first one?
Yeah.
Honestly, if you don't like the first Teenage Mutant, you're like a
something wrong.
communist. I'm saying it right now. Seriously, you got to like that movie.
True.
The second one was okay. It was okay. Toka and Razor sucked. Let's face it.
And they made them a thing now in the comic book. Just switched their names.
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, like it's Old Hob and Slash. Like, but Slash is old though.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that. Okay.
Because like Slash, he's supposed to be like. See, I don't even remember. Razor was the wolf, right?
I think so.
And Toka was the.
I
There was
believe
the
so.
turtle. Was the
Yeah.
spiky turtle?
Yeah.
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 But back to what you were saying about okay for the second one.
Yeah.
When I saw it in the movie theater and I was like, no, they didn't put this guy in here. And I heard that fucking ninja rap. And
Oh, you're
yes,
gonna cut down on
indeed.
Vanilla Ice.
no, but like the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, this is catchy. I like this. I was like, okay, the Ninja Turtles can dance now. Then when my friends, we were like like you say, when nobody disliked the Ninja Turtles, man, it's like I saw the movie, then my friends saw it, I was like, oh, did you see the ninja rap? Yeah, it was awesome. Like once you hear people talking about it, you're like, okay, now this shit is enough. Stop it.
Yeah, there was no point at which the turtle rap there was cool.
But
No.
I was kind of
Go ninja, go!
Yeah, I was doing that in the movie theater when I heard it the first time.
Really?
And my dad was like, sit your dumb ass down. Nah.
It's catchy.
They
That's
just-
what you do. It's catchy.
They just dug that up. It just made the rounds again on the internet. Like somebody recut a video for it or something.
It's because Vanilla Ice. I mean, he's doing movies now.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he did a commercial, and because the Ninja Turtles be popping back up, he was acting like he was singing it in the grocery store
Oh,
while he
is
was
that-
putting up stuff on the shelf.
Oh, okay.
And he was singing it, and then a person comes up and he like looks at him, and then she starts singing it with him or something.
Okay.
It's like everything reverts back around.
I was
mean,
going to watch it. I just.
I don't know if that's what's on the internet. I just saw it on TV.
I
They actually
see.
had a
Okay.
commercial.
Yeah.
And it was probably advertising. I mean, I saw the cartoon they have right now with the remake, how they're doing the
Yeah.
cartoon. And for me, because
Yeah.
I'm a cartoon person and
Sure.
everything,
Yeah.
I think it's terrible.
It is.
I think
I
it's
don't like it at
terrible.
all. I don't like it at all. I
That's
totally
my
agree.
opinion on it.
We've talked about it on the podcast a couple of times where I just don't. I'm sure that it works for kids, but there's just no touchstone for older fans, which it seems to me to be a real bit a mistake. You know, where you gotta include everybody. You know, you could throw us a bone. You know,
Like, I talking about Ninja Turtles, gosh darn it.
yeah.
I haven't told you too what happened at last year's con, right?
I don't know which con we're talking about.
Oh,
New
2013
York Comic Con.
Yeah.
New York.
New York Comic Con.
Yeah,
Yeah.
New York. Yeah.
No.
Funny story. Got a story for both of you guys. I actually met Kevin Eastman himself.
Oh, really?
Man, that line, ridiculous. This same conversation, oh my gosh. And I started it. I was like, hey, man, we're all Ninja Turtle fans here. And keep in mind, it's like the only thing separating this line that I'm in and Kevin Eastman was like a drapery and posters and stuff. So he heard everything we were saying.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's like, even Kevin Eastman as a person, man, he still is
Yeah.
devoted to his fans. But no, man, I was like, now that we're in this line, about to meet the person who created the Ninja Turtles, I was like, how do y'all feel about this Michael Bay version of it? Oh, my Jesus. As soon as I said Michael Bay, they was like, don't talk about that effing trash. We're not going to see it if the Ninja Turtles are aliens.
Yep.
Can't blame anybody there.
Yeah, and I could just, even if I can just be a fly on the poster behind Kevin Eastman, I know he's like drawing the Shredder. He's like, man, my fans are right. I'm about to ruin something here.
Well, he's not ruining.
No,
it.
he's not.
Oh, I know he's not, but he's like just allowing Michael Bay to just say,
Oh, he's got no part.
He
He's
he has no control. I mean,
Yeah.
if anybody
Yeah.
is an icon when it comes to creating characters and having characters stolen from you and then having to get your characters back and everything, and I mean, he pretty much helped develop having rights for having the characters and having rights on your character and design and everything.
yeah.
I mean, they went through the most hell out of anybody on Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely,
being lost and then getting recognition back for it and everything. And
yeah.
absolutely. So
I mean, they still don't get the money. Like what the shirt you're wearing, I bet they got no money for that.
None.
yeah, oh
they
yeah,
got no money.
Yeah,
None.
absolutely.
And man, it was
Absolutely.
like 50 million people. Like that's another thing too. And like any convention, no matter what kind of, like, you can have Ninja Turtle underwear on and people be like, oh my god, that's nice. It's like, no, it's just the elastic part you're looking at. You're just seeing the name.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe I need to pull my whole pants down so you can see the image.
I was going to say, if you're running around a convention with your pants off, that might be a problem. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
it will be.
They're gonna.
Dude, that already happened. Just
does-
go to New York.
that does happen.
Come on, go to the middle of New York. You know this, Brian.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, go to Times Square.
Okay.
There's the guy that plays the guitar where
Uh-huh.
he does his underwear.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Well, I think they're on a couple street corners.
You know,
yeah, yeah.
See, and do they ever get arrested?
No,
See,
no.
So maybe if you were doing it in front of somebody that you shouldn't really be doing it in front of them, and
I
and
guess.
then you get then something appears from underneath that gets
Plus, there's a lot of people running around conventions in their underwear. Really.
true.
The thing
I
is,
mean-
True.
yeah. The thing is, if they're appealing enough, it's like, oh, that's not a bad thing. Then when the guy comes over, he's 300 pounds, it's like, can you at least put something on, like, I don't know, a bathrobe or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
I don't know, something to cover up on
Fair
there.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But then that's subjective too, because then you're going after like people's looks instead of
See-
just letting them to be okay with themselves.
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely,
No,
and
I
that's
agree with
something
that.
I kind of am really conflicted about with the cosplay community is, and I know you guys have a lot of cosplay people on your Facebook and you're friends with them. It's a thing where don't objectify me,
Right.
but I'm going to run around with my tits out. I mean, no disrespect to anybody who's into cosplay. I respect it, and I know what kind of work it takes, and I know how committed you have to be to it. But we have to admit that's a very confusing mixed message.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like there needs to be kind of a party line on that with cosplayers. Of okay, we need to accept that if you're going to dress with your boobs hanging out, we get to look at them. Right? Because you're doing it to be looked at. The fact is, you didn't dress in that costume to not be looked at.
True.
So I don't know. It's a thing that's kind of a thing with it's in comics right now with women feeling ostracized by as far as being creators and artists and things like that, not getting a fair shake. And I feel like, okay, but you can't play both sides. You can't be upset because you're being looked at, but dressed up so that you're being looked at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we talked about this, you and I, all of us. Well, except for Harold because wasn't here. He wasn't here that day.
Yeah, Harold.
We've talked to.
Yeah,
man. He missed out.
I was being an adult.
Fair enough.
But
You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that.
we agreed with this last time when we were talking after we had been at one of the conventions, and just to reemphasize on it all, I think that somebody, if not the head of a convention, or if somebody should just stand up and they need to make a rule that needs to subject people, just as if you go in the public. That's why we have laws, why you don't go out there nude.
Yeah,
people can't get work done if they're nude.
I tend to agree,
and that's why you need a worker's hat, because if you're nude, you can't get hurt.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, in the same case for this, I don't think somebody that's underage should have certain things allowed that their parents or other people would see that would cause an issue for themselves, or they should understand it as well. It's not anything to do with their imagination or their creativity. It just deals with the part of not causing a problem for their future.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you're right. I think that would be a good thing for conventions to do, to be like, look, you have to be at least 18 or something to I saw a couple girls that were, on the younger side, and they were running around in outfits that I felt like someone was going to come and slap cuffs on me for just being near them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to feel that way, and then I feel like for some, not all, not a blanket statement, but for some of those people to be like, well, you're objectifying me, and okay, but I'm not. You're making me uncomfortable right now. So I don't know. It's a complicated issue, but
you know what? I want to ask Bert and Lee this one question. Like, we talked about this recently.
Sure.
About, remember that comment that chick made I told you about? The us and them?
Yes.
Have you ever heard anybody, like, this is what makes me mad about the whole culture of comic books, culture of cosplay, anything related to what we love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was with this new friend, and she was saying, she just blurted it out. She was like, "Hey, who wants to go to a comic book convention?" Now, that one question, is kind of not in the ballpark with some people. So it broke down like this. She asked her friends, her two girlfriends or whatever, like their husbands and boyfriend were like, "Where's it at? When is it going to be? We'll go." And I'm like, boom, that's two guys. I'm curious to see what the females are going to say. Like, one was saying, "Are we allowed to dress up?" And I was like, boom, already on board. I was like, yes, boo boo, you can dress up as anybody you can. You could dress up as a naked plant, and nobody would care.
Can plants be naked? I don't want to side rail your your story here, but
is that a thing? When you peel it down, you see all that ooey gooey stuff,
okay,
right. like aloe vera.
Yeah, but I was thinking that was more like the insides of your body when you're tearing your body apart.
Yeah.
Or something.
Okay. Yeah. No. I don't want to fuck up your story. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Okay.
Oh, everybody has questions. Nah, but it's like I was like, yeah, you can dress up as anybody you want. She was like, who would you prefer? I was like, is that a trick question? And then she was like, oh, we'll just dress up as the Ninja Turtles and this, that, and the third. So I was like, all right, that's two females and two dudes. What is this female going to say? And she was like, comic books, I don't understand what those people get into about them. And I was like, oh, those people. I'm like, I'm the only black guy in this room right now. What the fuck you mean those people? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, no, I didn't mean like that. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's humans, and then it's them. And I was like, hold up.
See, I made that same noise when he told me that story. I was like, oh, like it's like,
yeah. I was like, what? I was like, explain to me about them. I was like, am I in that category? She was like, you don't look like it. I was like,
see.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm about to break your logic right now. I was like, look, I have like 3,000 plus comic books, and like her eyes just lit up. She was like, oh my god, you read that many? I was like, I read half of that. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Yeah.
And I was like, as far as them, I was like, what are you more afraid of? People talking about it or people dressing up? And she was like, people dressing up.
Oh, so it's not about the comics and the culture. It's about people dressing in costume.
Yeah.
And how they look.
Yeah, she was like, she feels as if they dress up and it's that whole cleanliness thing. That's basically the basic breakdown of why she said that.
Cleanliness?
Well, I guess when we had talked about it originally, one of the things that you had said is that she was kind of categorizing comic book people into sort of that stereotype of like, you don't have, you're not necessarily, maybe the most hygienic person, I mean, those people do exist. We can't escape it as comic book fans. They do exist. But it's generally not. It's definitely not the rule, and certainly not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was the question?
Oh, did I ask her?
No, I thought you were asking us a question based on what her...
Oh no, I was gonna ask y'all, how do y'all feel about like if somebody was to approach you or just to say, hey, why are you with this cosplay, or they don't even say cosplay crowd, they was like, why do you hang out with people who dress up? It's Halloween's once a year. You know what I'm saying? I heard
You
that.
want to do yours? I'll do mine.
Yeah. I'll go, and then I'll let you say your...
Nice.
Okay, well, me, I'm a big person. And you know this somewhat, Harold, because you kind of grew up around us and you know of us and stuff like that. Stereotypes, I don't go to stereotypes at all.
Fair enough.
I don't work
Fair
with
enough.
stereotypes.
I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
It's people. People come first.
Sure
and
enough.
one person can have so many backgrounds. Like, my background is not just based on comics and art and stuff like that. I have a lot of different backgrounds.
Yeah, sure thing.
So there's people that I come through life that don't even know about the other part of my life.
Yeah.
And so everybody has that. Everybody has their own kind of thing. So for one person to come over and say, why do you hang out with this type of quote person? I'm like, well, it's not this quote type of person. You just see them for what they are right there. I see them for the person they are.
Gotcha.
I'm not going after, just because you're saying it's based on what this person looks like or what they're wearing and stuff. I go, well, maybe I don't really care about what they're wearing. It's actually about the person. I actually have a really good time talking and hanging out with the person.
Sure thing.
And I'm supporting them. And it's like that in any kind of scenario. I mean, I might not like some of the stuff, what they wear, what they do, or who they've been around. Yeah, that might not be. But if it's the type of person that I'll stick around with and everything.
Gotcha.
And usually if those people come around, it's like, oh, okay, well, automatically I probably don't want to talk to you. Because you need to look past. I mean, if you haven't done that, if you can't look past that, the most basic thing on what a person looks like,
Yeah.
then you really have a lot you need to work on.
Gotcha.
And usually that's an individual problem. It's not based on anybody else. That's something that has to do with them. That's an issue somewhere in their life that they need to understand. And they're probably doing that based on something they grew up with. And not till they figure that out, that will move on.
Gotcha.
And that's my point of view.
Wow,
on
well
it.
said, man.
Hell yeah,
well
man.
said. Here. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll leap through his spill in there.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit easy. Ditto. And
What he said.
if she really makes you upset, just tell her to go talk to Dr. Phil or something.
Oh no,
yeah,
it doesn't offend me. Like if in order for me to dress up as a character, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna have to hit the gym.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah, no,
honestly.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear that
yeah.
too.
Honestly, and I'm just gonna be like this. I don't want to be the character everybody else is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
sure.
I told you, Brian, I want to be Black Dynamite without a shadow of a fucking doubt.
Oh my God, that'd be so amazing.
Let
Please
me
do that.
let me just go to the gym, get the kung fu pants, the red belt, and the red headband, and some fake nunchucks and an afro, and I'm good. That'll be like, who are you? You Dragonfly Jones? No, bitch, I'm Black Dynamito.
Hell yeah.
Black Dynamito.
Hell yeah. Black Lightning would also be amazing, by the way.
I don't know if I can pull off spandex. I don't think my Johnson is that big.
The original costume wasn't so spandexy.
Oh yeah, sure. It wasn't because it was more belt.
You just go to the produce section. We can fix you right up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Use a sock; it'll keep you warm.
I'm gonna use an eggplant just to reassure myself.
I don't know. I might get a little too vague. We need to go to that.
They're like, I'm Black Dynamite. It's like, no, you are a cancer waiting to happen. Hell nah.
my God.
And this is the fun. Man, I hope these viewers and listeners feel this energy.
But speaking of conventions and cosplay and all that kind of
go
stuff, you guys making the rounds
Yes.
on some conventions. So what's going on with you guys?
I'd love to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The very first one, we'll just go from the start again. Chesterfield Comic-Con on March 22nd at the Meadowdale Library. You can probably look them up on Facebook because they do have their own reference on Facebook for the page.
Yes, they do.
On Tidewater Comic-Con's on April 12th. That will be at the Crown Plaza in Virginia Beach. You will be able to, you can just put that, like you said, into Google and you can find them.
Yeah.
They'll have that.
Sure thing.
You'll at least know where it is and you'll know what date it is. At what time? No idea.
Sure.
Awesome Con, which most everybody will know about, especially in the D.C. area, from the 18th through the 20th at Walter E. Washington Convention Center. That's much good well to do. On Friday, it doesn't start till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It goes to 8. And on Saturday and Sunday, it's supposed to start at 10 a.m., but on Sunday, it ends at 5.
Yep.
Then we've got actually a local one from John Tyler Community College we're going to be at. Actually, we actually are alumni from there, too. Nice. So that kind of works in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fool for Art. They actually have that every year.
Okay.
It's kind of an open, kind of artsy kind of thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We will actually have a booth, but we'll actually have a big booth. We'll actually be able to show. We'll have a tent. So we'll be able to have more than what average you would see at a convention. We probably can have a couple tables.
Okay.
So stuff that you might not see at the convention. Like if we start doing some toy designs and actually start having some hats or have shirts or have any kind of random big stuff,
yep,
more than likely we'll have it there.
Okay.
And
nice.
That's on April 22nd, and it's on a Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And actually the next day, the Sunday, April 27th, is VA Comic-Con.
Boom.
And that will be back at the Clariton Hotel. And you can look that up easy. You can just put VA Comic-Con in.
Yeah,
right
no,
off the
absolutely.
bat.
They have a really good web presence.
You'll be good there.
Yep.
That's 10 to 4 also. And we'll be there again. And I think this one actually is going to be a little bit bigger because I've had tons of people contact me about being at this event.
That's awesome.
Compared to the first one. And the last one was huge.
And although we won't be there in an official capacity, at least I will be there.
Okay.
And hopefully Harold will be there. We'll see what happens.
This is going to be April
27th.
The second round?
27th. It's on a Sunday.
But at least one of the full-grown fanboys will be there, and I will probably be harassing people with some sort of recorder.
I would. I definitely would.
Probably
I might.
So what else have you got coming up?
Okay, let me just throw some other ones out there. Okay, here's a new one we got. This is a sci-fi convention we're actually really happy to get in part of.
Oh, awesome.
It's ANS Sci-Fi and Comic Con. It's going to be at a school. We'll put it that way. The name of the school is really big. It's May 10th. It's only from 10 to 3. It's in Maryland though. So we're talking about a little bit of distance there.
Yeah.
But the 501st, they'll be there for Star Wars, and you'll have a group from, I think, Star Trek that's there.
Awesome.
You have reenactments of pirates, I believe, that are there.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of sci-fi fantasy based.
Okay.
A lot of actors, as in just local, like theater actors.
Okay.
Would like to come there.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited to actually be in a sci-fi convention.
Yeah, it sounds really neat. It sounds really neat.
That's something I'm really enjoyable about. And then from there, we'll be at we'll be at all the VA Comic Cons that happen this year.
Fantastic.
And then the 2-day convention, we're planning on being at the 2-day convention, which will be back in November.
Nice.
And we're not sure about other ones coming up, but I will acknowledge about WizardCon being here.
Yes, WizardCon's coming to Richmond.
And
WizardCon.
I'll throw a little reference out here because I read it yesterday from Brett. Brett is the co-owner of VA Comic Con.
Nice.
And he put out a big notice about letting people know about some things that were going on, that they were offered to be in partnership with Wizard World.
Okay.
Wizard World actually wanted to buy them and have it so that way they could constantly be coming back every year. What? But Brett turned them down. They turned them down because they felt that it would be better to be a local comic group, and they've been here for a while doing it.
Okay.
They were afraid that it might turn, like if it doesn't go well for the WizardCon, because this is the first time they're showing up in Richmond, that this might turn them away, and then that would just destroy what fan base they already have.
I see.
And the reason they got acknowledged is because last year when they did the 2-day convention, it was so good that they got attention by WizardCon. So now they're kind of like evening out. They're not having a battle between the two of them at all.
I see.
But they're trying to say, okay, well, this is what we're here for, and this is what WizardCon's here for, because they're worried that WizardCon's going to bring in too much of the Hollywood type.
Okay.
But I'd see nothing wrong in it. I'm looking forward to WizardCon. I'm all for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Hell
and you're
yeah.
right. The con last year, the 2-day con last year was great.
That was good.
Absolutely awesome. Bert, Lee, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome time. I have no idea how much of what we said will make it to the air, but I promise that it won't be anything too embarrassing.
That's not going to bother me.
I know you have an image to maintain. So,
Hell yeah,
Bert, you're on Born on Cloud 9. That's Born on Cloud and the number 9.
Correct.
.com.
Yep.
And Lee, you have various social media Lee Lacy Artist on the fan page.
That's right.
On Facebook, and just look for you on the internet. You'll find you.
Just look for me.
Yeah, you guys have really good SEO.
Google it.
For real.
Google Born on Cloud 9, Bert Lacy, Wilbur Lacy, Lee Lacy. Any of those, you'll come across our stuff.
Absolutely. I've done it. I tried it out, and it does actually. Yeah,
Man.
you guys are like right there.
Phenomenal work from both. You
Hell
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Phenomenal work.
Hell yeah,
You
and
know what I'm saying?
and all this month we're gonna have people on to interview, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. This was a great way to start it. So thank you both so much.
Oh no,
yeah.
awesome!
Thank you for
guys.
having us.
All right.
Yeah.
If you enjoy the podcast, don't forget to like us on Facebook, where you can find us as Full Grown Fanboys, or to follow us on Twitter as @FullGrownFanboy. That's fanboy with no S. Also, be sure to subscribe to our RSS feed through our homepage at www.fullgrownfanboys.libsyn.com, or through iTunes, and have our latest episodes delivered to your favorite device every single week. As always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Sockamagee!